Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Call Halim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakah Ha Kodash. And double honor to the elders and apostles, the men of great millstone. And to the rest of the brethren on down is teaching and preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom, Bayashah Davadah. And to the Akim and Akwat that sought to repent, to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who fathers go back to one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, Yasher Allah. Shalom to you, Mashmachah. This is Hakarab coming at you with a quick one. And I'm going to try to make it quick, but I just wanted to touch on something. But I'm going to play this clip, and I got this off the elder brother Manata Zakbah from out of South Carolina. And I'm just going to play this clip because there's a point that this damn devil, it's a statement this devil made, and to show you that most of these people, man, they unbelievers, man. All this is just confusion, man. It's confusion. And then you see this simple ass dude right here with these damn dreadlocks in his head. If he is one of our people, he's an idiot. 9 times out of 10, he gonna be destroyed. Why you think the scripture says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished? And it's speaking about also those of our people that join in hand of them, they gonna be thrust through. You know what thrust through mean? And when it says in Isaiah the 13th chapter and the 15th verse, if I'm not mistaken, thrust through meaning you're going to be killed. See? So a lot of these individuals, they don't even understand that. They think this is a game, man. But I guarantee you when that death come down and that death start running rampant and shit, you ain't going to see these motherfuckers walk around smiling on their goddamn face. You ain't going to see that. See? These people, they don't even really get the severity of this. See? Because their minds is wrapped around with modern day religion. You know? Not the religion in the aspect of what the scriptures are speaking about. The actual worshiping and the obedience to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And also according to our customs. They don't understand that form of religion what the scriptures are speaking about. They understand this worldly as religion. And they gonna get killed, man. See? Because they think it's a game. But let me play this clip and go into what I wanted to go into. Check this out.
That's why. What is the truth according to the Bible? Jesus. What is the truth according to the Bible? That don't have nothing to do with salvation. Yes or no? That don't have nothing to do with salvation. That don't have nothing to do with salvation.
If he's a sinner. Yes, it does.
That don't have nothing to do with
Yes, it does.
what we're talking about.
These people
Trying to bring up people back to the Lord Jesus
Better
Christ.
than
That
that.
don't
They cannot answer because I know their beliefs.
have nothing to do with
Why can't you answer yes?
Why do I have to answer yes?
Because you're scared to answer. Ask me my beliefs. I'm not afraid.
I'm not worried about your belief because you know what?
Reincarnated. Imagine thinking Jesus
Now, check
literally
this out.
had a reincarnated. Forget about the fact that reincarnation is not in the Bible.
Now you heard what the devil said? The devil said it's not the fact that reincarnation is not in the Bible. It's not? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to go into a few of these things, and we're going to find out if reincarnation is not. Let's see if it's not biblical. Let's see. See? You actually think that this is the first time you as a people that ever been on earth? What you think? When you died and the Most High just creating more spirits, and one spirit, the person died, the spirit you got, it dies too, and the Most High just go ahead and create new spirits, and then they just come. You people are stupid, man. You people are stupid, man. See? But this is a goddamn devil, man. This shows you that they not of the truth, man. This ain't what the truth is about, man. The truth is not about you debating people. See? It's not about that. Why you think Yahweh Shah said, whatever town or city, a home, or whatever you enter into, see who in it is worthy, and they abide. And if you come to find out that they is not worthy, he said, hey, kick the dust off your feet, go on about your motherfucking business. He just say, keep going back and forth with them. See? That ain't what this truth is about, man. It's not about having the debate. Oh, I know this. And see, you know the problem is individuals should have never started that shit with these damn people. You should have just preached the truth and let that be. You should have never started this shit with these damn people. Like, you know, like doing shit like IUIC be doing. Going to these people, paying bills. Hey, come out of there. Come out of there, damn it. Come out of there. We want to talk about the scriptures about y'all false teachings that you told. Come out of there, damn it. Come out of them damn buildings. Come out here and talk to us. You should have never did that. You should have never did. Just preach the truth. That's it. Those are my people that the Most High want. They gonna come out from under. They gonna hear the truth, and they gonna come out from among the lies. But those that the Most High don't want, they gonna stay with those lies. Why you think the meaning of when you go into 1 Timothy, the 4th chapter, and it made a statement and said, and when it was spoken is pertaining to the hot iron of the doctrine of the devils. See. Now when you look at, put it like this. When you look at a branding iron, a branding tool, that thing get real hot. And when you put that thing on an animal, guess what? You sear that thing into the animal's, to its fur, its coat, and into its flesh. You can never remove. You can even shave the hair off if you want to. But that branding mark will always stay on that animal. You will never get it off. You will never get it off. So these motherfuckers of our people that has been indoctrinated with the doctrine of the devils, hey, you got to let them be. Because why? Those at the Most High, if they wasn't branded with the doctrine of the devils, meaning that stuff was not rooted in them, they'll come out of it. And they'll hear the truth. And if the Most High wanted to, they'll hear the truth and they'll come out from that false doctrine. If the Most High gave them over to that, that false doctrine been seared into them, they're not going to come out of that. And you'll be wasting your time by going back and forth with them. That ain't what the apostles of old did, man. They didn't go back and forth with motherfuckers, man. They spoke the scriptures concerning the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to show. And one thing that he gave the apostles, he gave them certain spiritual gifts to do these particular things, you know, heal the blind and heal the deaf, heal the leprosy and raise the dead. He gave them those abilities to do among our people. That was what? So that it was establish them in the faith. Like, look, I'm going to show you these idols and shit y'all worshiping. That stuff is fake. I'm going to show you the power of the true God that he gave us. And boom, they will see it. And then they will be, well, he's a God. He's a God. No, I'm not a God. The power was given to us from the almighty power. See, it was just to establish the faith. They wasn't going back and forth with people, man. Having a debate. Either you believe the truth or that's it. If not, fuck off. And that's what you should be in the mindset of. Let these people be, man. Let them be. They don't believe the truth. They believe that false doctrine. Matter of fact, let me just read that before I get into what I want to bring out. 1 Timothy 4. Right? In verse 1, now the Spirit speaks expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. It's for to tell you, what is the doctrine of devils? Speaking lies in hypocrisies, having their conscience seared with an hot iron. When you read the NLT, it says what? NLT translation, 1 Timothy 4 and verse 2. These people are hypocrites and liars, and their consciences are dead. These motherfuckers' consciousness is dead, man. It's dead. See? Because why? They consciousness have not been made alive. What makes you alive is the truth. They are dead because why? They don't have any understanding of the truth, man. See? This is why when you go to Proverbs, 21 and 16? Proverbs 21 and 16, and it reads, the man that wandered out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. How was you dead? You don't have no understanding. See? So these people's minds, their minds don't have any understanding. See? So they're dead. See? When you're taught a false doctrine and you are fully conformed to that false doctrine, you're dead. Because you don't have any understanding of the truth that makes you alive. They're dead, man. So it's useless. It's like talking to a damn dead corpse. It ain't going to speak back. It ain't going to talk back to you. It ain't going to say nothing. So you're wasting your time. If you're alive, why would you be wasting your time talking to the dead? Why? It don't make no sense, man. And then you see this individual but sit back and I'm going to read these scriptures though. But you see, the individual made a statement and said that reincarnation is not biblical. It's not. What are you talking about? It is. And when you show this shows you that they don't have any understanding. See. But let's get it though, because I ran my mouth for 5 minutes or so, whatever. But hey, let's get it. Let's bring these things out. Bear with me. Now, before I get them, let's go here real quick. I just want to lightly touch on this. Let's go to Let's go to Hebrews, the 9th chapter. Because see, this is why, matter of fact, before I do that, let's go, I'm going to go here first before I go into them. Let's go to 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, chapter 7 real quick. 2 Samuel 2, and 2 Samuel 7, and well, you can start on around round 8, but read down. But I'm going to jump down to the point. 2 Samuel 7, and let's start at 12, because it was, matter of fact, you know what? Let's start. Let's read it quickly. 2 Samuel 7 and verse 8. Now therefore, so shalt thou say unto my servant David, thus said Yahweh of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Yashar'Allah. So he's talking to David. Now I'm jumping down to verse 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. So he was telling David, when you die, this is the thing that I'm going to perform after your death. Right? And it wasn't really, he was talking about Solomon, but then if you understand that Solomon was Yahushua. See, you can't possibly think that everybody that's on the earth right now, that this is the only time you've been on the earth. You don't have no other incarnations. When you go into the word reincarnation, re means back and incarnation mean in flesh. See? So why would what you think regeneration mean? Regeneration ain't talking about resurrection. Resurrection is when you come back, when you're reborn, when you're made alive again in the same body. That's resurrection. Regeneration is the same as reincarnation. See? Regeneration meaning what? You came again. Re means what? Back again, or back. And generation meaning you came again. See? Actually going into back in flesh again. See? This ain't the first time you done been here, man. But these people don't get it, man. See? Because they're not spiritual, man. They some damn reprobates, some heathenistic ass reprobates. Or 2 Samuel 7 and 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, meaning his loins, his testicles, and I will what? Establish his kingdom. He shall build an house. Slakia. Fuck. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. Now, when you're thinking of Solomon, we know the history. Was Solomon's kingdom established forever? The answer is no. Solomon died, the kingdom was split up. It wasn't established forever. So what kingdom is he talking about that he's going to establish forever? It's the kingdom of Yahweh kingdom that's going to be established forever, man. See? So this is who he was talking to. But see, these people don't get it. They don't understand this. See? But the promise that he made right here, he told David. Now he says, let's continue reading. It says what? Verse 14. 2 Samuel 7 and 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men. Now mind you, these people will say, oh, that wasn't talking about that literal, that when it's talking about literal, that he was literally going to chasten him with the rod of man and with the stripes of the children, man. That's talking about, that was symbolically. Okay, so was his iniquity symbolic? Was Solomon's iniquity, Was it symbolic or was it literal? His iniquity was illiteral. It was literal. So why would the chastisement of Yahweh by Shemel Shah, well, rather Yahweh, why would the chastisement be symbolic and not literal if the actual iniquity was literal? Why would the punishment be symbolic? It don't make no sense with these people. See? If you literally committed iniquity, you literally got punished. Literally. Not no symbolically or figuratively speaking. See? Now what it says in the NLT, it says what? 2 Samuel 7:14. I will be his father, and he will be my son. If he sins, I will correct and discipline him with the rod, like any father would do. And what is that? Ain't symbolic. See? Now, when the Most High made this part, he said, I would not do these things. And when he told Solomon, I'm not going to take the kingdom from you while you're alive. See? Because I made a promise to your father David. See? So when Solomon committed this iniquity, which you know he did at 1 Kings, when you go to 1 Kings, it's going to tell you what he did. See? Did he receive punishment for those things? In 1 Kings, did he receive punishment? No, he didn't. He didn't receive punishment. See? He didn't receive the chastening with the rod of men and with the stripes of men. He didn't receive that. See? So they know that, so that's why they make up a lie and a false doctrine and say, oh, but he wasn't talking about literal, it was symbolically speaking. No, it wasn't. He literally committed iniquity. See? So he had to get punished. Now, when you go into the scriptures and it says what? For we all must appear before the judgment seat of Yahweh, of Yahushua. Now, let me grab that real quick. Before I get into it. 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 10. And it says what? For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad. You see? So when you committed iniquities, guess what? You got to answer for those things. You got to answer for them. You think it would be any different for Yahushua or when he was as Solomon? Because he didn't sin as Yahushua. He sinned as Solomon. See? But can you go into the scriptures and show where Solomon was chastened with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men? Was he? But we know that happened to Yahushua. Now, why did it happen to Yahushua? Did it just happen to Yahushua just solely on our people? Yeah, in that time, he didn't sin. But in that time, it was for two things. It was for his sins in his past life, which as Solomon, and for the sins of the people. Let's grab this real quick. When you go to Hebrews, I'm going to go to 9, and I'm going to jump down, and I'm going to go back to the other one. Hebrews 9, let me see real quick. Hebrews 9. I want to read it all, but I want to just come straight to the point, though. Let's start at 24. Hebrews 9 and 24. For Mashiach is not entered into the holy places, made with hands, which are the figures of the truth, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of Yahweh for us. Nor yet that he should offer himself often, meaning over and over and over, as the high priest entered into the holy place every year with blood of others. For then must he have often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now, and that's the problem with people, they don't understand, they don't listen to what's being said. The reading comprehension is starting, then it drops. See, listen what's being said. It says what? Nor yet that he should offer himself often, meaning over and over, as the high priest entered into the holy place every year with the blood of others. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now, once in the end of the world, he had appeared to put away sin for the Israelites by the sacrifice of himself. You see? And you see what it says at 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this, the judgment. When you go into it says, but after this, the judgment. When you go into second Ezra, it tells you what happened to a person after they die. It says, when the judgment shall come, when we shall live again. You see? So that's a cut right there to show you that reincarnation is biblical. But I want to go back to this. Let's go to Hebrews 7 chapter on Yahushua. Right? Hebrews 7. And let's go down. Hebrews 7. Hebrews 7 and 26 and 27. Now we know that Mashiach has been made the high priest after the order of Malach Tazadak, right? We know that. Melchizedek, they'll say, but a Malach Tazadak, right? We know that Yahushua is that high priest now, right? So the same thing had to be performed with Yahushua. Now, before I read this, matter of fact, let me go here, Leviticus, real quick. Let me just do this. Leviticus. And let's go get that order of the high priest real quick. Let me grab what is that? 6. I think it's 6 and 28 or 25. Leviticus 6, and I'm going to just read the point and I'm going to jump. Leviticus 6 and... Leviticus 6 and... Let's start at 24. It says, and the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and to his sons, saying, this is the law of the sin offering. In the place where the burnt offering is killed, shall the sin offering be killed before the Lord Yahweh. It is most holy. Right? You see what it says right there. So you're talking about the sin offering. But I'm going to jump, though, because ain't no sense to just keep reading, but I'm going to jump. All right, so let's go to Leviticus, the 16th chapter. And let's start at... And when you go into it, it's Leviticus 6 and 1. It says the law of atonement. Atonement, expiation, propitiation, sacrifice. Right? So now, it says, let me just come down to it. You know, it's actually 16 and 16, but, you know, you can read it to all of us and you'll get it. But I'm just going to come down to the point for the sake of time. Right? Let's start at verse 14. Leviticus 16 and verse 14. And he shall take of the blood of the bullock and sprinkle it with his finger upon the mercy seat, eastward before the mercy seat shall he sprinkle of the blood with his finger 7 times. Then shall he kill the goat for his sin offering that is for the people, and bring his blood within the veil, and do with that blood as he did with the blood of the bullock, and sprinkle it upon the mercy seat and before the mercy seat. Verse 16, Leviticus 16 and 16. And he shall make an atonement, expiation, propitiation, sacrifice for the holy place because of the uncleanness of the children of Israel, and because of their transgressions in all their sins. And so shall he do, this time about the high priest, and so shall he do for the tabernacle of the congregation that remaineth among them in the midst of their uncleanness. Verse 17. And there shall be no man in the tabernacle of the congregation when he goeth in to make an atonement, expiation, propitiation, sacrifice in the most holy place, slaki in the holy place, until he come out and have made an atonement for himself. Listen. It says for himself and for the household and for all the congregation of Yasha Allah. You see that? Slakia. Reading it again, Leviticus 16 and 17. And there shall be no man in the tabernacle of the congregation when he goeth in to make atonement, to make atonement, which is the expiation, propitiation, the sacrifice in the holy place until he come out, and have made an atonement for himself and for his household and for all the congregation of Yasha'Allah. See, so that was the job of the high priest. Now, let's go back to it. Hebrews 7. And let's start up at, let's start at Hebrews 7. Let's start at 15. And it says, and it is yet far more evident, for that after the similitude of Melchizedek, there arise another priest, who is made not after the law of a carnal commandment, but after the power of an endless life. For he testifieth, thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. For there is verily, let me jump down, because I could read that too, but I'm going to just jump down and let's get straight to the point. Start at 21. Hebrews 7 and 21. For those priests were made without an oath, but this with an oath by him that said unto him, the Lord swore and will not repent, thou art a priest, that high priest, forever after the order of Melchizedek. By so much was Yahushua made a surety of a better testament, covenant, and they truly were many priests, because they were not suffered to continue by reason of death. But this man, Yahushua, because he continueth forever, had an unchangeable priesthood. Wherefore he was able also to save them, Israelites, to the uttermost that come unto Yahweh by him, seeing he ever liveth to make intercession for them, the Israelites. Verse 26, Hebrews 7 and 26. For such a high priest, what? For such a high priest became us, who? Yahushua. It says, what? Who is holy, harmless, undefiled, separate from sinners, and made higher than the heavens. Verse 27. Who needed not daily, listen real close, who needed not daily as those high priests to offer up sacrifice, first for his own sins and then for the people's. Well, let me read it again real slow. Who needed not daily, meaning over and over and over for this particular thing to be done again, as those high priests to offer up sacrifices first for his own sins and then for the people. For this he did once when he offered up himself. What did he do once? What was the act of Slakia? What was the act of the high priest? To when they offered a sacrifice, they was to offer the sacrifice for themselves and for the rest of the tribes. See? So this Yahushua did once. What did he do once? Offered up sacrifice first for his sins, not as Yahushua, but when he was at Solomon. See? This is how he was what? This is how he fulfilled the judgment that the Most High made when he says that he shall be chastened with the rod of men and with the stripes of men. See? This is why when you go into Isaiah the 53rd chapter, it says, and with his stripes are we are healed. You see? Because he had to receive those things. First for his sins as Solomon, and then for us, our people. So reading it again, Hebrews 7 and 27, who needed not daily as those high priests to offer up sacrifice, first for his own sins, meaning he didn't need to offer up sacrifice over and over and over and over and over again, first for his own sins and then for the people. For this he did once. When he did, what did he do once? Offered up sacrifice for his own sins and then for the people, the Israelites. See? And he didn't, and that's what they don't get, because why? Well, he didn't sin. No, he didn't sin as Yahushua, but he did as Solomon. So he had to pay that debt. See? This is why I read the scripture when it says, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua Mashiach, that a man may receive the things done in his body according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad. See? He had to receive those things. See? And these people don't get it, man. They just don't get it. See? But let's go on to the reincarnations real quick. I just wanted to read that. Right? Malachi. Just to get a few. And I'm just going to, I ain't going to even go through all of them because I already sucked up, what is that? 19 minutes, 20 minutes already. See? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to read a few. And this is just these few I'm going to read. That'll just cut that argument. I already quoted the one in 2nd Ezra, the 14th chapter, and what is that, the 13th, 31st, 34th verse, 35th verse? See, that already cut that. See? But let's read this. Malachi 4 and verse 5. Behold, I will show you Elijah. And he says, what, Slakia? I will send you Elijah, Slakia. I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh. And he shall turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to the fathers, to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. See? But let's go here real quick. Let's see what he said pertaining to this. Let's go to Luke 17. Luke 1, Slakia. Luke 1 and 17. Right? Luke 1 and verse 17. Let me see. You know what? Why not? Let's start at 13. And it says, but the angel said, Luke 1 and 13, but the angel said unto him, fear not, Zechariah, for thy prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John, which is Yahweh Kanan. And it says what? And thou shalt have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. For he shall be great in the sight of the Lord, and shall drink neither wine nor strong drink, and he shall be filled with the Holy Spirit, even from his mother's womb. And many of the children of Yasharallah, many of the children of Yasharallah shall he turn to the Lord their power, and he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elijah. And what was the power talking about? The abilities that the Most High give the prophets. That's the power. And then it says in the spirit. What is the spirit? Talking about that spirit, that reincarnation. See? And it says what? And he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elijah. To what? To turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the disobedient, meaning the children, to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people. See? Prepared for the Lord. See? So when you go back into Matthew, the 17th chapter, right? And we'll grab that 11 first, the 11 too. So when you go into Matthew, the 17th chapter, and read, let's see. Let me see. I'm going to come straight to the point. Matthew 17, and we'll start at 10. Matthew 17 to 10. And his disciples asked him, saying, why then said the scribes that Elijah must first come? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Elijah truly shall come first and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elijah is come already, and they knew him not, meaning they didn't know him. He was Elijah. And it says what? And they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist. So who was Yahushua saying who John the Baptist was? Let's go get it. Like these people is out of their goddamn mind, man. They're out of their motherfucking mind. Right? St. John, Slakia. St. John, the 11th chapter. And let's start at... Let's start at 11. And let's start at 10. St. John 11 to 10. For this is he, of whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. Who was this messenger? See? when you go into Isaiah, what is, I think it's like Isaiah, the 40th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, and the first few verses, and it says what? Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there had not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violence taken by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied unto John. And if ye will receive it, this is Elijah which was for to come. See? But what? But whereunto shall I liken this generation? But you see what he says right there. He said, what? This is Elijah which was for to come. See, so you can't say, oh, but see, no, he said, this is Elijah. John was Elijah. So that right there tell your ass about reincarnation right there. See, period, point blank. That literally tells you about reincarnation right there. See? But see, these people, you can't convince these people because they've been taught a false doctrine. They ain't conform to the truth. That's why they the walking dead. See? That's why these people is still dead. They the walking dead. See? Now, John didn't know who he was. John didn't know he was Elijah because you don't have no memory. When you go back to Ecclesiastes, let's read that real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, and I think it's around 11 if I'm not mistaken. And it says what? There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. See? I mean, if you die right now in this life, and when the time the Most High send your ass back, whether he ain't got to wait 3-4 generations to send you back. He can send you back whenever the Most High can do whatever he pleases to do. See, if he want to send your ass right back the next generation, your ass will be born again the next generation if he want to. See, he don't have to wait 3 or 4 generations to send you back. But guess what? When he do send your ass back, guess what? If you be in another body back in the flesh again, you ain't going to remember the things that you did in your last body, man. See? Do you have the brain that you have in this body that you got now? Is that the brain that was in your other body? That's where the memories reside at, in your brain. And other than the Most High showing you a vision of something and showing you what was happening in the past or whatever, but other than that, you don't have the memory of that. Because this brain that you have in your body now is not the brain that you had in your last body. See? So you ain't going to have those memories. Why would you remember those things? You don't have the same brain in this body that you had in the last one. And it's simple stuff like this, and these damn dumb people don't get it. See? But let me read this. Matthew 16 and verse 13. When Yahushua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, and some Elijah, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. Wait a minute. These men passed away. John the Baptist passed away. The head was cut off. Of course, Elijah, he was taken off the earth. See? And Jeremiah passed away in his time. See? So why would they be saying that he's these men that had passed away? See? And then, first of all, they would have been stupid to, a lot of those was ignorant. Because some say you John the Baptist. How would he be John the Baptist when John, which was Elijah, he baptized Yahushua. So how would he be him? So that was stupid on their part. See, this was individuals that didn't know of John, that they don't know those things, but they didn't know those things. But how would he be John? So that would show some little bit of stupidity right there. But once again, they said Elijah and Jeremiah. See, so they had to know, they had to have some knowledge or some belief that reincarnation is biblical, man. See? When they asked John and said, who art thou? John said, I don't know. Are you Elijah? He said, no, I am not. Why? Because he didn't know that. He didn't know that. You couldn't go to him and say, is you Elijah? He wouldn't tell you, yeah, I'm Elijah. He didn't have no memory of that, man. See? He didn't have no memory of that. See? And these people is something else, man. You just can't get enough with these damn people and they bullshit, man. So it's like it's best to just let these people be. Let them be, man. Let them fucking be, cause they ain't gonna conform to this truth, man. They don't care for it. See? They do not care for it. But let me grab this real quick. Let me see real quick. Let me see. You know, but I don't even want that one. I don't even want that one. Yeah, I'll let that suffice. But yeah, but that's the point though. I wanted to bring out more, but hey, I don't want to drag it on. It's already fucking damn for time. Boy, I tell you, boy, when you going into these scriptures, man, time just go by so motherfucking fast. It'd be like you be stuck in a time warp. You'd be thinking it's 15 minutes went by and it'd be down at 30 to an hour going by. It'd be quick. But if you ain't in these scriptures and you just sitting around not doing nothing or whatever, the hour be dragging on. You be like, God damn, this is damn shit. It's 30 minutes on. It's how long? Damn, it's taking hell long to be 30 minutes. But when you get into this truth, it be like, bow, it passes real quick. Like, damn. But these people don't get it, man. Our people know reincarnation is biblical in the scriptures, man. Well, we know. Most of our people that's following out these damn reprobates, man, they don't know. See? That's the problem for when you follow around these goddamn devils, man. They ain't nothing but confusion, man. And who you think that confusion is of? Just like I said in 1 Corinthians 14. Matter of fact, let me grab that. You know, Yahweh is not, he's not the author of confusion, man. See? 1 Corinthians 14 and around 33. And it reads what? For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the congregation of the saints, meaning in all the assembly of the Israelites. See? Matter of fact, let's read it in the NLT. For Yahweh is not a power of disorder, but of peace, as in all the meetings of Yahweh's holy people. You see that? So when it says in all the churches of the saints, it's talking about all the assembly of the Israelites. Yahweh is he's not about disorder, man. And you see how those people be coming. They come in the spirit of disorder. That's not of Yahweh, man. But at the same time, these same people was telling you that, oh yeah, I'm coming in the spirit of Yahweh. I'm coming in the spirit of God. But how could you when you coming in the spirit of disorder? That's not of Yahweh. See? That's why in this same chapter, you go down to verse 40, and it would tell you. It says what? Let all things be done decently and in order. The NLT. Be sure that everything is done properly and in order. And these people, they not in order. They in disorder. They always causing disorder and confusion, man. That ain't what this truth is about, man. You gonna be sincere and honest. How would you call yourself meek and humble if you ain't? That goes with honesty. Being meek and humble, it goes with you being honest and sincere. See, it don't go with you being disorder and puffed up in pride and being some damn wicked, deceptive demon. See, these people is something else, man. It's something else. You need to stop dealing with these people, man. Because they don't believe in the truth, man. It's just fucking pathetic. But I'm going to end it off there, giving all honor and praise and glory to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through Mashiach Yahweh Shah, Mashiach Malak Yahweh Shah, our King, man. Shalom, Labakarim Shah, Yasha Allah. Shalom, 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 shalom.